Gaijin's announcing some additional changes to War Thunder that have been implemented already as part of following their roadmap for improving the economy and the quality of the game. The first off is starting with flares from the start. That's right. If you have countermeasures available for an aircraft, the basic countermeasures will be available, flares only, at the very start of your ownership of the aircraft. You will be able to additionally research additional countermeasures such as chaff or other options such as having the flare priority or the flare reinforced countermeasures. And if there's additional countermeasures such as an external pod or an add-on system, those would be part of the research. You'd research that as a modification. Similarly, the FPE and repair kit comes default with the tanks now in a basic fashion. You get, as far as FPE, you get one charge of fire protection equipment, and so at least you'll be able to start with something that might be able to survive slightly longer. And then, of course, researching the additional modification will actually improve the FPE beyond that. It adds a second shot of FPE. Repair kits are going to be divided into normal and advanced. You get your normal one when you get the tank. That'll allow you to do basic repairs to the vehicle and get it to a partial capability, meaning it'll be able to drive, it'll be able to move, it'll be able to shoot, but it won't be at its best possible level. So it'll always be acting like, oh, the barrel's worn out, or you're moving a little slower, you're a little less agile. Whereas when you get to the advanced repair kit, you'll be able to get it all the way to fully operational again. This makes perfect sense. Why it wasn't there from the start is still beyond me. But yeah, absolutely. And they say this might also already be in the game, but I'm not absolutely sure. I have to go and see what I've recently picked up and see if I can do any repairs or FPE in them. But it's been a while since I've got a new vehicle. Still, I should have plenty of unresearched stock vehicles to look at. Then, of course, in Naval, you will start with all the functionality of being able to pump out water, fix breaches, fight fires. You'll be able to do all those things. Now, the modification will actually make it so that it will do a lot of these things more automatically, and it'll be more like an experienced crew, but it will improve the effectiveness of it. And that makes great sense as well, because you wouldn't put a ship to sea without firefighting equipment on board. You wouldn't put a tank into combat without basic tools to repair it. And that's a great addition there. At least those of us who are starting and still grinding out our stock vehicles will be able to do something with it. Now, this is an interesting one. Improved map rotations for aircraft. They're already telling you what BRs are involved, but this is allowing air to start having a little bit. They basically are just giving you some heads up as to what's going to be available. And I'll just kind of read through this real fast. They've removed from rotation France 1944, Husky, and the last battle of Kalkan Gol. Husky in particular, I'm delighted about. I always hated the Husky map. It's because I ended up being on a bomber or something like that, and there's nothing to do. Then, of course, you got up to BR 2.0, Middle East, Cochinchina, and Battle for Vietnam. 2.3 to 5.0 is Lazao Bay and Battle of Spain. 2.3 to 6.7 is Kursk. And available from BR 4.0 is 4.0 and up, Pyrenees, Bourbon Island, Malta, Peleliu, Attack on Wake Island, and Midway. And only available from 5.7 and up, Battle of Malta. This is obviously not an exhaustive list, but at least this will give some idea of what to expect for maps in these BRs that make a lot of sense. In short, smaller maps for lower BRs, larger maps for higher BRs makes sense. They're also still looking at your likes and dislikes. However, you might want to go take a look at your banned maps, because if you know what BR it's going to be in and you know you're going to be playing top tier jets and won't ever see it, you could move your band to a different map, and that would at least express what you're going to be facing instead. But you definitely want to pay attention and make sure you're watching where you put your bands on the maps. By the way, as a reminder, summer sale should be starting pretty quick here. If it hasn't started already, I don't know if you're going to be buying anything. I'm probably not. Finances are a little tight right now. In fact, very tight. So we're going to be extra careful right now. But let me know if you're going to be buying things, because I'm curious what you're picking up. Put it in the comments below. Thank you very much for joining me today, and you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in War Thunder. Gaijin's still playing with its roadmap on today's episode of What Am I Talking About Today? Anyway, seriously, let's try that again.